Hello fellow travelers, I'm Detective Paimon, and this time we take a look at the Emperor of Fire and Iron. Naturally, giant fire crab is resistant to pyro. Moreover, its horns provide even more protection against all damage types. They are very similar to Regisvine's cores, and if you break them, this briefly stuns the crab and significantly reduces its combat capabilities afterwards, for about half a minute in total, until it digs underground to restore the horns. As usual, against pyro-imbued horns, Hydra will be the most effective, but just as with Regisvine's cores, you have to directly hit them to deal damage, and a lot of attacks are actually unable to do so. Note, however, that during the fight, boss sometimes lowers its horns, which makes some attacks viable. The best option yet by far is Tartaglia. Not only he is able to aim at the horns in range stance, but also all Riptide damage procs hit the horns as well, dealing extra damage. Another great option is Sincho, supported by Wanderer. Under normal circumstances, Sincho's burst only sometimes reaches the horns, but if you fly up with Wanderer, it becomes much more consistent, and you'll be able to break the horns in no time. Here's a full list of relevant abilities I checked that can or cannot reach the horns, so you could see which of those you can add to your team to make the fight easier. While neutral, Crab always stays underground, and as soon as you aggro it, it will immediately try to hit you, so either do it with a ranged attack or just get ready to dodge the hit. The boss has a couple of melee attacks that you can simply either dash away from or avoid with iframes, and when you break the horns, these will be the only ones left for the crab to use until it restores its horns. In normal state, boss can also quickly cut the distance by charging or leaping at you, but these moves are well telegraphed and easy to avoid. What is not easy to avoid is random bursts of lava that boss shoots all over the arena. One of them always targets and even tracks you, and these projectiles are very fast, which makes it really hard to avoid damage. Because of tracking, it's better to stand still while boss is charging this attack than dash away to avoid it with iframes. But this attack might be used up to 3 times in a row, so always expect another shot to be ready to avoid those as well. Nah, okay, I'm kidding, it's not that bad, just hug the boss and everything will miss. Boss can also thrust a fireball into the ground, turning it into a trail of lava. This attack has decent range, but you can simply dash left or right to avoid it. And lastly, boss can dig underground and start casting huge AoE around itself. Luckily, the cast is long enough, so you'll be able to get out of its range. Alternatively, you can use this time to deal damage to the horns. If you manage to break them during the cast, this attack will be interrupted, but if you are not sure, it's always better to play it safe. The Emperor is not a difficult boss by any means, just make a party around your preferred way to break the horns to speed up the process. Again, here's the full list of abilities I checked if you need some ideas. Personally, I find ranged combat easier here, because Crab's ranged attacks are a bit easier to dodge, and the boss won't even be able to attack you in its weakened state if you keep your distance. Also, with ranged characters and some way to heal or shield yourself, it's possible to cheese this boss. Just climb on this particular rock and keep dealing damage. The only attack that can reach you there is Lava Burst, but if you can break the horns quick enough, you might not even see it. If you want to do this for your own sanity, use characters that stand still while attacking, because if you go too far from the edge, the boss will reset. There is one hidden achievement related to the Emperor that you can earn. In order to get it, you need to break boss horns while it's casting massive AoE. Just damage them enough in advance to be able to do it in time. You'll get the achievement as soon as you do this, with no need to kill the boss. Anyway, that's all I have for you this time, fellow travelers. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a great rest of your day.